It's early. Sun is shining bright. I got a holiday card on my door addressed to me, my name. And I'm like, how do you know my name? And then they put their apartment number on it. Like, come by and visit us. I'm like, oh, how neat. I was thinking about reading a book to you guys. Daily devotions for spiritual growth and peace of mind. I am humbly grateful that I have been entrusted with the assigned and awesome task of reminding God's children of how divine we are. I have learned step by step how to stop expecting the worst, to stop trying to live up to the expectations of others, to listen to my heart, and most of all, that I really am okay right now. I admit I have not always been a good student. Many times I did not do my homework, tried to cheat on a test, copied from someone else's life, or showed up late or unprepared. I acknowledge that more often than not. I learned my lessons kicking and screaming, denying and resisting. Many days I had to sit in the corner. Many times I have had to repeat a class. I will be the first to admit that my blessings, my brilliance, and my good fortune rest squarely on the shoulders of my teachers. To each of you, for patience, faith, and refusal to give up on me, I am humbly grateful. To my children and wisdom and counsel, I want to be a better listener. To my grandchildren, you are my sunshine. That was so beautiful. I blended green juice today. I had some salad, which I've never done this, but it was mixed greens salad, like lettuce, spinach, and other green stuff, and purple cabbage. It was a mixed salad, and I blended it with grape juice and oranges and ginger. Good day, Scoot. Hi, Seneca. Good day, guys. I'm reading to you. Thank you, Scoot. Life, love, awareness, acknowledgement, acceptance, forgiveness, understanding, faith, trust, worth, service, peace. If by chance no one has told you that they love you today, I would be honored to be the first to say, I love you today. I love you because you are and have been so willing to grow. And my, how have you grown? You've grown from struggling to searching, from trying to learning how to do. You've grown from fear to having faith, to demonstrating courage. You have grown in many ways, consistently demonstrating your willingness and courage to take the next step. The step towards profound and divine wisdom buried within yourself. The step toward knowing more about yourself. This is exactly why I love you. You are profoundly divine. Growth is a very profound experience. It can be beautiful and ugly, empowering and confining, thought-provoking and mind-boggling, pleasant and unpleasant. All at the same time, just when you think you've got it, life seems to say, well, take this, and you do. Then, the minute you are ready to throw in your hands and give up or beat up on yourself for doing the same thing in the same way and ending up in the same place again, you realize you haven't done so badly after all. You know you have grown when you can meet a challenge, an obstacle, or a difficulty without totally losing it. I'm reading this beautiful book. It's so pretty, isn't it? Does anyone know who the book is from? Does anyone want to know? Thank you, Anissa. Amalia. There is more to you waiting to unfold. There is more about the world you desire to understand. There are more people coming into your life, and you are gaining more knowledge about yourself through your experiences with them. There is so much more, so much new information coming your way that you are continually being reminded that you owe it to yourself to do all you can to prepare to receive these new insights. There is also so much more wealth, well being, peace, and joy waiting for you. And because I love you, I want the very best for you. Offering you this book is a demonstration of my support as you prepare the work and blessings that are to come. I want to tell you a story. You know, I always have to tell at least one story, and this is it. In preparing for an upcoming event, I gave my team what I thought was a simple assignment. You see, you cannot teach what you have not experienced. I asked each person, each potential teacher, to write a 500-word description of themselves, using the first person in the present tense. I had faith that these powerful and loving individuals with whom I have worked for several years would take the task in stride. What we learned in the process was profoundly healing for all of us. As we sat to review each response, my team members shared with me the overwhelming feeling, even fears, they had experienced while completing the assignment. I know from experience that examining yourself, what you do, and how you feel can be one of the most challenging and frightening things you will ever face in life. To then share the information with others is the stuff that fried brain matter itself is made of. Yet my team members understood that the journey into self acceptance and self love must begin with self examination. We all also understand that until you take the journey of self reflection, it is almost impossible to grow or learn in life. Each response we shared that evening was deeply moving and radically honest. More important, we all had heard a bit of ourselves in each response. One response stood out. It captured what we all knew but lacked the requisite courage or insight to say. I share that response with you and pray that it will prepare you, as it has prepared us, to really examine how we do what we do. Each response we shared that evening was deeply moving and radically honest. We all heard a bit of ourselves in each response. It captured what we all knew but lacked the, the requisite courage or insight to say. As I pondered my own response to this assignment, I came to the realization that there are three very different aspects of myself that I could describe. The question then became, which aspect do I describe? Which part and how much of myself do I choose to reveal? Life is so wonderful. It is always offering to us the opportunity to get together. So I decided to come clean and as honestly and as possible, describe all three selves that I have now come to know. These selves make up the landscape of me that I am working to transform. that I am devoted to transforming. The landscape of me varies in its appearance, depending on who you are, where you stand in my life, and how I choose to present myself. First, there is the self that usually appears in discussions like these. The self that I want others to see. This is the self of majestic mountain peaks and verdant meadows. This is the self of strength and power. This is the self of educational and career accomplishments, leadership skills, and the demonstrated commitment to service. This is the public self, the one I struggle to hold on to. Then there is the self that does not want to be revealed. It wants to hide. This is the landscape of weakness. There are many valleys and few peaks in this self. This self encompasses my secret thoughts and beliefs about who I am. This is the self that I do not share with others. This is the self I travel with in times of darkness, times of fear through experience of worthlessness and hopelessness. Yet, I have come to recognize that this self guides me to the places of the truest teachings and growth. In the landscape of this self, the topography includes places like the swamp of self deception, overflowing with the waters of dishonesty, streaming with the fog of selfishness, and reckoning with the stench of egotism. Venomous snakes of procrastination, laziness, and lack of self discipline breed here freely. Quite often, they threaten to eat me alive. Nearby lies the valley of self doubt. This valley is littered with huge boulders of fear, formed from anxiety about failing, held in place by the pebbles of insecurity. The ground is dry and parched from long droughts of shame and guilt. Nothing grows in this valley. It is littered with weeds of limitation and lack. The desert of anger surrounds the valley of self doubt. It is heated by the unrelenting sun of self hatred and resentment that give rise to the hot winds of resistance, disobedience, competitiveness, and arrogance. These winds create sandstorms of jealousy, meanness, and envy. There are places in this landscape that cannot be seen by the viewer. These are the underground caverns and caves of not good enough, of not worthy of good, that run beneath the swamps and the valleys of the desert. These caverns underlie all of the self destructive, non productive scenes. It is only recently that I discovered just how deeply these caverns and caves extend into my life. It is on this foundation I have stood most of my life until today. During this process, I found it extremely interesting that while I am able to identify the weakness in such great detail, I am challenged in identifying the strengths. There is, however, a third realm in the landscape of self. It is not new, but it is a place I am beginning to know and accept. This third landscape is a place of beautiful, inspiring scenery, scenes of dreams and aspirations. It feels new to me because I have wallowed in the swamp of self-deception far too long, visited the cave of not good enough too often. In fact, I lost sight of my right to dream and to aspire to the goals that I had created for myself. I now stand boldly in this new land, dreaming joy-filled dreams and devoted to their realizations. I now see lush, sunlit hillside terraces of hope, sandy white beaches of confidence, floral gardens of self-love, and mountains of faith in my ability to have it all. In this new place of dreams, I am singing and dancing with delight, visiting breathtaking sights of peace as I walk on the abundantly wealthy earth, talking to God in the silence. I now see myself learning new things, teaching new things, creating objects of beauty, loving others, and being loved passionately. Most of all, I see myself in a landscape of happiness. I am just as I am, and as I become, I am. Finally, you like this, Scoot? Wonderful. In the landscape of dreams, there is the horizon of aspiration. The aspirations are becoming clearer in this new third self. I see myself as a teacher, not of the former self, but of a new, true self. I am a teacher willing to support others in their quest to connect with God. As I learn and teach myself, I will share with others. I will teach the process that is written in the curriculum guide of the heart, as I have learned it by walking through the desert, the swamp, the cave, and coming to a place of rest on the beach of devotion, in the gardens of dreams. Isn't it amazing that we go to so many dark places to find the light we've always had? I ran from myself only to find myself through seeking to help others. I see myself with more clarity now, and I'm devoted to use what God gave me in order to achieve what I desire and offer myself to the greater good of the planet. This I am devoted. Devotion is a way of life. Time spent in devotion offers divine revelations. Through this assignment, we all learned that our devotion is doing a specific thing. It's not making. This thing is not about making things happen the way we want them to happen. Devotion requires willingness, openness, and readiness to embrace the truth. It is a process of opening yourself to receive what already is. God's goodness and love already exist. God's love leads us to the truth. The minute we believe we know it all, we all have it figured out, or something about life does not apply to us, we cannot know the truth. When we devote time to knowing the truth, all else that we need has a way of finding us. Devotion is offered in life. Look at my list. Same time tomorrow, each day, I will read you a passage, and at the end of each day's passage, an old way of thinking is presented. It is presented as the statement. This statement represents the old sentiments, old resentments, beliefs, decisions, agreements, judgments, and ideas that you may have become that may have become habitual. Often these very things that prevent us from moving into a greater experience of life and a fuller expression of ourselves will be a prescription for a new approach, a new way of thinking. It is presented as the just for you. Your task on this journey is to remember the new way to commit yourself and to practice throughout the day, to practice a new way of being, a new will of your devotion. Wonderful. That was wonderful, right? I'll go on and on and on. I love to say I'm reading from a journal. Other daily devotions will require action. You will be asked to do a particular thing in a particular way as a means of putting a new thought into action. If you behaved yourself into a situation, you must behave yourself out of it. Announce to the universe your clear intention to do better, to be better, and experience the better things in life, one day at a time. Your devotions will liberate you. Just imagine, one day at a time, one step at a time, you can take your walk of faith to the heights of your greatest potential. You are such a blessing to me. Yes, you are the blessing, the love, the support, and enthusiasm with which you have received all, all that I have given, has given me a renewed sense of purpose. You have shared with me. You have trusted me. You have encouraged me to dig a little deeper, to come up with a little more, to give what I find with a new, fresh insight. You keep me on my toes, and for this I am very grateful. On this leg of our journey, I want to return the favor. I want to dig a little deeper. I want you to study a little harder. I want you to devote a little more time to the life assignment of discovering your true self, your God self, celebrating life and doing what brings you joy. I pray that until today, we will bless you with the information, principles, and guidance you need to such a degree that it surpasses your wildest imagination. In the meantime, while you are growing, know that I will walk this path with you, not as a leader, but as a companion and friend. Thank you. Thank you. Was that good? I want to say goodbye now. Are there any comments? How is everyone doing? Goodbye for now. Peace and love.